Hello, we are the Geeks and Degenerates, and today is finally the day we talk about The Last Jedi. I am excited. How about you guys?
Eh,
Here.
I'm doing good. Wait, sorry, I forgot about this. I'm doing alright.
Alright. How about you, Hazel? Are you excited to settle some stuff with John?
Definitely excited for this episode.
I'm not. I'm like, where's my world gonna change? My views!
Okay. Before really getting into it, were you excited, and what, in one sentence, what were your thoughts coming out of it?
Was I excited? Yes. Because coming out of, what do you call it again?
The Force
The
Awakens?
Force Awakens, there's so many names now. After coming out of Force Awakens, I kinda was like, okay, after seeing that, I want to see more. Well, actually, I asked a girl out on a date one time when this came out, I think. Wait, when did this come out?
2017.
Okay, yeah. So, sad to say, I was stood up. So going into it, I was like, at least I'm watching a Star Wars movie, and I have to run into, like, one of my gym mates who's also kind of watching it alone. I was like, okay. So we both watch it, and I just, like, going in, excited. And then my smile kind of like, what? And then I just see my gym mate who's, like, seated, like, a few rows in front of me, just go, like, this is it. The man just follows us. I was like, and then he gets up and leaves. I was like, he never came back, by the way. I was like, that's a waste of your money, man. At least go through the entire movie and see if it's worth it. But yeah, going out of it, I was like, I'll see if I can watch it again just to be sure. You know, I can't just give it all in one screening, right? But how about you, Hazel?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
You want to know what?
Yes.
No, okay. So I was excited. I don't like the way you just said that shit. I was excited going into it because the way the first one like left off, like Finn is injured, and Rey defeated Kylo, and so now we're just like going on to the next part of the story. So I was like really excited. I wanted to know more because I really loved this group of new characters that we had. And then when it was over, how I felt again, like I wanted more, but like I had just seen something truly amazing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's my turn. Like I was excited because like all the trailers had Luke being like, "It's time for the Jedi to enter." Like, oh, what happened to Luke? Okay.
Yeah.
And like going into it, I was really excited, and then watching it, I suffered, I guess, what people suffered in the Phantom Menace, where I'm like, I think I like it, and then going out.
Yeah, like you're bargaining with yourself, like there were these parts, but there's that. No. Trust me, these parts were great.
Yeah, and like me and our other host Seb were like the staunchest offenders, and then as time went on, we were just like, I need to rethink everything about this movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just up and down with this movie for me. I'm like, I like this, I don't like this, I like this, not really this. So, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie though. Like, will I say I didn't enjoy this movie? Some points I did. Like, I had a lot of fun with a lot of the stuff that they were filming here. So, I can't say that everything's horrible. It was the next movie that was horrible.
Sure.
We'll get into it when we get into it.
Yeah, and like going into it, we get off from where we last left off, and Poe defeats a dreadnought all by himself, recklessly defeats a dreadnought, and that sacrifices all of the bombers. And one of the sisters is the sister of Rose, who a lot of people were auditioned for this role, including Olivia Cook and Tatiana Maslany. So like,
Ooh.
and all came down to this unknown named Kelly Marie Tran. And then from here on out, the movie is split into where Rey trains with Luke Skywalker, and the First Order is chasing the Resistance. As the Resistance runs out of fuel, and they have to find out, oh, we have to find a way to end their hyperspace tracking. We have to find a code breaker. So I don't have to balance this out, but I'll start with Luke for a bit. Like again, we left off where the last one ended, and Rey hands him the lightsaber, and he's like, "Fuck that noise." And you find out he wants nothing to do with the Resistance and this fight. He also wants nothing to do with the Jedi Order. You're like, why? I mean, I kind of get why, but why?
The very jaded.
Yeah. From the start, how did you feel about this Luke Skywalker? Because I was like, as the story went on, I was like, this makes sense. This is why he's so jaded.
No, like, I was ready for, because you do see it in the trailer where he goes, the Jedi Order must end, and like it also has to die here, and I was like, what brought Luke to such,
depths of despair?
Yeah, like, well, what brought this guy who had like such heavy responsibilities on his shoulders just to toss it right off the fucking edge?
Yeah.
Which was that him, doing that thing to his lightsaber and killing that Borg.
He didn't kill the Borg. The Borgs were just like,
He didn't kill a Borg.
Nah, indirectly killed the Borg. He
didn't kill a
He put a loaded gun on the table for them to play with.
Yeah, but then Rey took it before that they did anything.
Yeah, no, I saw that deleted scene. You can't hide shit from me.
oh no, it was a fake deleted scene. No one
I
told
would have
you.
loved it for it to be real. Where they're just playing with this one that's like impaled by.
You monster. But yeah.
Yeah,
You
look.
sick fuck. Leave my cute, adorable porgs out of this.
Yeah, leave Chewie's lunch alone.
Yeah, Chewie should have eaten all of them.
Yeah, go ahead with that, Luke.
But yeah, like I wanted to see what happened to him and how he got here. I will say I'm a little bit disappointed where he's like how he took the responsibility of like instead of like the fuck did you get this? And was there a hand that came with it? Instead of that, he was like, nah, fuck that noise. I don't know anything about you. Not even gonna question. I was like, how the fuck did you find me?
Yeah.
Like, nah, he just goes off. I don't know. For me, this is a very off. I don't know. I don't like this Luke all that much. I don't like the way that they went at it.
Okay.
So,
Uh,
how about you, Hazel?
yeah.
See, the thing people have problems with Luke, right? Is like, oh, it's not my Luke, hashtag not my Luke.
Oh, there.
Yeah, okay, but the set of circumstances that got him to that point, to where he is, the person you're seeing in this movie, like, it all makes sense. Like, this could happen if these are the experiences that he's had. You know what I mean? Like, he took in his nephew to train, right? And he had never experienced somebody with that much raw power in the Force before. And so he had wanted to train him and make him, like, be trained right, along with the rest of the Jedi in training that he had.
Yeah.
So, like, it's family.
Gotcha.
And then when, we learn later exactly what happened, it's like Kylo was just scared. And Luke feels responsible.
Yeah. Like, Luke even
He
says
didn't want that to happen again,
Yeah.
Yeah, like you didn't want another Order 66 3.0.
Yeah.
And I get that part.
And like he says itself, he blames himself because he fell in love with his own legend. Like, I can train Ben. I've sensed that mighty Skywalker blood. And
I love that concept though, that he kind of got in over his head. He was like,
yeah.
I'm Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Then I just went like that. I'm like,
And then
okay.
in a moment of weakness, he was like, oh no, what should I do? Like he explains like during their fight, or like when he tells the truth, it's like I sensed in his mind darkness, and when I peeked into it, I was like, oh shit, I need to get rid of this real quick. And then when that moment passed, he's like, oh shit, what have I done? And Ben's like, hello?
You could have contacted your sister or your best friend.
Yeah, but I like the perspective where Ben tells the story. It looks like Luke's like just
Luke's the
bursted
one who's just mad, man. Just like, I'm ready.
Yeah.
Fuck them kids.
Yeah.
Nah, but I was like, that was the weird part for me. It was like, this is why I kind of disagree with like, this decision making. Which, well, he did like, you know, oh wait, maybe I can change him. Oh, he's awake. And like he did the double take on it. I'll give it that. But the fact that he was like,
well, yeah, I mean, the thing there is like, you know, he felt the darkness growing inside of him, right? When he was like doing that like internal feeling check while he was sleeping, right? Kind of creepy, actually.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I was like, creepy Uncle Luke here.
And so he felt like his only option at that moment, right? He wanted to stifle it before it went anywhere, right? Like to prevent it.
Yeah.
Right? And so he spontaneously ignites his lightsaber to do it. And then he realizes like what he's doing and that he can't do it. But it's already too late because now Ben is awake and he sees Luke with the lightsaber and he, you know, assumes the worst.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Please. Sorry.
And yeah, Ben's like, fuck this shit, I'm out.
This is a weird part for me because it's out of character for Luke. Luke is already like in tune with his dark side, so he knows the potential of if this kid has a lot of dark side in him, and I can teach him how to do it. Then sure. And if you say that, oh, he had so much darkness that it scared him to make an irrational decision, but he has experienced this kind of darkness before with Darth Vader. So I feel like he should have been a little bit wiser and been like, hi, I would like to start this intervention with you, Miss Leia, and you, Han Solo.
Yeah, but everything we know
your son.
about Luke is that he's very impulsive. Like, he doesn't make the best decisions in life.
No, but not anymore. I mean, if you could see, like, the rest of the canon shit, he's very calm and he's very... he's very calculative. And, you know, he thinks things through.
You mean rest of the Legends stuff?
Legends stuff, and I'm guessing with the Boba Fett, since we got more...
Well, no, because you said if you look at the rest of the canon stuff, it's not canon anymore.
Oh, well, not that part. Then how about the Boba Fett stuff then? That's what I'm trying... Yeah, like, he's more calm, he's more, like... He likes to think things through now. So, sorry, I'm being redundant here.
Sure, but, like, I guess it's different when it's your family. We're like, oh, I let them down. Oh my god, I let them
no, I think it should have been more handled properly if it was family.
It's the whole baby Thanos thing. It's like, can I stop him from snapping half the galaxy away? Right now? Right here and right now?
We're right here, right now, easy way, just put...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think he needs to swing. Go on.
The Luke that you, like, saw in the book of Boba Fett, like how he's, you know, very calm and serene and thoughtful and you know, like, plans things out, and he's very wise and you know, still learning everything that he can with the Force, you know, because you never stop learning.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you also have to remember that he's a young man at this point. You know, people change as they grow and have experiences and things, you know, either tear them apart or brings them whole. It just depends on their experiences. And, you know, this experience with his nephew, you know, brought him to where he is today, where we see him.
Well, I mean, yeah, you could give it that. It's just an odd jump of character, in my opinion, as I look at it. Like, for me, like, this is a odd jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been like
there's no...
Like, what's the time jump? Like 35 years or something?
4 to 3 decades. But for me, like, yeah, there was no build up to him making that decision. If there was like, hey, there was more haggard shit that he has done. like, okay, I would get it, and if they showed it, I would get it. But here it was like, Luke. I feel like Luke would have been smarter about this. But that is my opinion. Again,
for me, ultimately, it comes down to like it's consistent with his character, where it's like Luke has always been a flawed character from the beginning to the end.
That, yeah.
Like I can't really give reason of why he would do that, but like I'm just like yeah, it's Luke. He's always been flawed. That's the best and that's the worst part of him. Any closing thoughts or any other thoughts, Hazel?
Luke sucks. No.
As far as like the change in Luke, it's just that I understand it, and I wish more people were like, you know, people that call themselves Star Wars fans. I wish they were more empathetic as like just people to understand like how Luke is the way we're seeing him, instead of there's not my Luke, not my Luke.
Yeah, it really reminds me of Batman and BVS, where he's so embittered by the world, he starts breaking his one rule. And like, I get it, if you've been through so much and you've lost your sidekick through such horrific means, maybe that's why you broke.
Yeah, that's my argument here, is that we don't see the sidekick getting, killed, and Luke turning this way.
Yeah, he had all his sidekicks killed.
Huh?
He had all his sidekicks killed.
Yeah, but he made that decision before that happened.
Yeah, but he's
Anyway.
What we learned in this episode, right, about Ben destroying the temple. Well, I guess we learned that in episode 7, but we learned more details in this one. That just makes me wonder what the fuck happened to Grogu.
I think he's fine. He's still with Mando after Boba Fett.
Right, yeah. Like after Boba Fett, he made the decision. Like, I want to stay with my normal Papa, not you.
Yeah, but we saw
Papa.
in the book of Boba Fett Luke building the temple, so he hadn't had any students yet. And Ahsoka even said that Grogu was going to be the first student.
All right.
Yeah, so Ben's probably not even born at this point.
No, it's not.
No, there's no Master Solo. What are we gonna do? There's too many of them.
You guys are trying to say that we see that he's fine because he's in the book of Boba Fett, but the book of Boba Fett happens before Kylo kills everyone at the temple.
So you think Grogu goes back to the temple?
At some point.
I hope not. Well, I hope he's strong and he brings a blaster with him.
Let's bring this question back after we see season 3 then. Going to the other part of this story, which is Rey, where she asks Luke to train him, and I do love the scene of Luke deconstructing the Jedi. Is like, if you look at the history of the Jedi, it's all full of shit and hypocrisy at the height of their power.
I love that quote.
Yeah.
I fucking love that quote. Where
This little monologue right here, I love that.
Like the Jedi Council taking the Force for itself, it was just vanity. I was like, yeah. But sadly, they kind of scrubbed it later on into the movie, though. Yeah, they kind of take it back. It's very odd.
What Luke said, like, about the council and stuff, like, he was talking about the Galactic Republic Council, the shit, like the council we saw in the prequels. And I even mentioned during those movies when we were doing it, that I really fucking hated the Jedi during this era.
Except for Kit Fisto, he's fine.
I thought you were going to go with Plo Koon, but sure.
No,
Plo Koon! Right.
The council.
Yeah. But yeah, like you see, Luke is afraid of Rey because she is drawn to the darkness, and he's like, you didn't even back down when she like first meditates, and it's quite funny. Like he's like, reach out, and she's like, and he's like, oh fuck, for fuck's sake.
Oh wow!
I love that he like spontaneously just fucks with her.
Yeah.
And then you feel that immediately hits her hand. I was like,
it's like, that's the Force. Oh my god, I feel it. All of you must be so strong.
Yeah, and then smack her. Oh, you mean metaphorically? Yes, I mean metaphorically.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah. Like seeing her do the meditation, like that scene, I was like, I've seen that scene in Man of Steel where the ground moves under her. Like that's cool. She moves closer to the dark, and he's like, I've only seen his power once, and it was from Ben Solo. I'm scared. Sorry, bye.
Yeah, it was right off the bat. Like, it was just a 1-day session.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this shit. I'm out.
Yeah, like that's my main complaint. Like Ray really doesn't get any training.
No,
Like,
and yes, yeah, and you could say that. Oh, there's this whole. I mean, you brought this up before. Oh, the whole bullshit that Luke only trained with Yoda for 2 weeks, and I was like, I feel like that's still not enough. And for me, that's a plot point in the original trilogy where I was like, I don't like it all that much.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were to be a trained wizard samurai in the distant galaxies, I feel like you need more training.
Yeah, and like we just see Ray like shadow duel by herself just once, and like, oh, you're a master saberist already.
As a martial artist, punching a bag and doing shadow boxing ain't gonna cut it.
Yeah, it's like
You
me
really
doing
have
some.
to get- You really have to get into an actual fight to be good at fighting.
Yeah, it's like me shadow boxing and then taking on John. We're like, oh fuck, I'm out of my league.
Well, I mean, yeah, same here with like if I start waving a stick around, I'm not a fencer. I'm gonna get fucked by Enzo.
Yeah, like it just seems like the progression of Ray's powers and skills are just too fast. You're like, why is she suddenly so good?
Yeah, it's very Deus Ex Machina kind of feel. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you have these skills all of a sudden.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay.
How about you, Hazel? Do you think Ray's progression's too fast, or like is it just right for you?
There are some people, like even in our real world, who just happen to be good at everything that they do, no matter how hard they try or how little they don't. There's people like that exist, right? And so people call Ray a Mary Sue just for being naturally good at everything, you know, like it was written for her or something. And I just want to say, like, there's real world people like that are just, no matter what they do, they're just good at it. And Ray happens to be one of those people, you know? So not only does it explain her adeptness at the things that she does, but it also, like, just makes sense because people like that exist.
Well, for me, in my own opinion, for it to be a better story, I feel like, yes, talent. There are people who are talented in everything and will probably demolish somebody who's probably trying it out for a couple of weeks and has never, has probably gone to some fights, but this person who's probably their first time kicks their ass. Yes, this has happened. But for the plot itself or the story itself, I would say it would have been better if she did get a bit of training where, yes, naturally talented. We will see that. And we've seen that through the first movie. I would love to have seen it that she was trained into, instead of like, oh, because talent can get you so far, right? Without hard work and stuff like that, hard work would always be talent. That's how it always goes.
Yeah.
So this is what I feel like it should have gone, where Luke really did pay attention and just like, okay, now instead of like, oh, I don't want to train you because you have been tuned in with the dark side, I'll train you just to kick his ass. Kind of deal. I mean, I'm making a horrible plot here right now, but you get what I mean, right?
I go to fantasy. Like another fantasy property I go to is The Witcher on Netflix, where Ciri's being trained, and like, yeah, she's naturally talented, but at the same time, all the Witchers are helping her refine her skills. So when we get to, I don't know, season 6, she's that Witcher 3 level of being that powerful.
Yeah. So like for me, I would have loved to have seen her hone in her skills. Yes, talent can sometimes win, but at the end of the day, hard work does over trump talent.
Yeah.
Which was Kylo Ren. Man's pure on hard work.
Yeah.
Or mostly rage. And after seeing a couple of scenes, man built.
Well, speaking of which, I like...
And Swallow?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Ben Swallow, she says.
Oh yeah, Ben Swallow.
since I have the Lego Rise of Skywalker, sorry. Yeah,
I would have loved to have seen a Lego Kylo Ren.
There is. You can unlock him.
shirtless.
Yeah.
Can you get it?
Yeah. Like speaking of those scenes, like I kind of find it interesting. At the same time, I'm like, this is kind of weird when they're doing the Skype calls. Like, oh, I fucking hate you. You're a monster. Yes, I am a monster.
It turns around. Oh my.
I like how she's like, do you have something to put on, please?
Blush, tsundere, fucking Reyes.
Yeah. But
No, but I love how this story went, because this really did not age well. Knowing the fact that the end of this trilogy she takes on the Skywalker name. So it was, hey, step bro. I'm sorry if I ruined the whole Reylo fandom.
I never cared.
Or enhanced it. I don't know. People on the internet are sometimes freaks.
How about you, Hazel? Did you like the Skype calls?
The Force Skype calls
When they were being linked together through the Force
Yeah.
by Mr.
Snoke.
Snoke.
by Snoke. Yeah, I mean, I was just trying to figure out like what was going on,
I like how.
but I didn't have like an issue with it or anything.
Yeah.
like
The whole
how.
real plot point was kind of like for me. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have a problem with it. Like, I don't really mind it. I also don't hate it. It's there.
Luke's consistent of being overreactive is still pretty clear here. Like when he sees Rey and Kylo touch hands, he's like, "Oh my god, she's joining the dark side. It's all over."
Oh, that part I get. That part I get. I was like, oh fuck, she's been manipulated.
Yeah.
I get that.
And like they have the duel. Like, oh shit, is she gonna best Luke? Not really. Like he's
Wait,
just
did
like
did they duel? I forgot.
they did for like with sticks.
No, I don't think so. I feel like Luke has an upper hand in this one.
Yeah. And then she leaves because she's like, I can turn Ben Solo. And then he's like, this won't end the way you think. And then I remember that line so much in the trailer. I was like, I don't know what Luke's talking about. And apparently he's describing the whole movie. I'm like, oh, clever.
Yeah.
And then he goes to burn the books, and then you see something glow with pointy ears. You're like, no way.
Oh, so I see where you're going at with this review. So you were just, since it's 3 separated storylines leading up to the Salt Planet.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. And then you hear, young Skywalker, such a bitch you are. I'm kidding, no.
Just like Ben Kenobi you were.
No. But Luke's like, I'm ending it all. And then he has second thoughts, and Yoda does the Final Fantasy summon and burns the 3. You're like, I didn't know he could do that. I didn't know Ghost could do that.
Man just calls him Ifrit, just like.
Yeah. I do love Yoda's words of wisdom here. He's like, you didn't heed what I told you to pass on what you learned. Strength, training, yes. But weakness, folly, failure, most of all, failure. The greatest teacher failure is. And you're like, that's such a simple lesson, but I hope to any geeks and the James who are watching this, that's something you should take to heart. Like, oh, as you go on life, like, yes, it is the best teacher.
I do love how when it started to burn, we got the amazing meme, the sacred text.
Yeah. Page turners, they were not.
Page turners, they were not. I was gonna say it.
Yeah.
I love that. I really do, and I love it that they stuck with puppet Yoda instead of CG Yoda.
Yeah. How did you feel about Yoda's cameo, Hazel?
I loved it. I was dying. I was all for it.
I love how
And I love that they went back to practical puppet Yoda.
Yeah.
Puppet Yoda is the best Yoda.
I agree. Even though he was a little refined here, it wasn't that derpy thing that had like 1,000-yard stare. Here now it's just a little bit more life since we have technology.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do love that you can technically feel it.
Yeah. And then that's where we paused for a bit because we go back to the Resistance and like when first we go to the First Order where Hux is being dragged like a little bitch, and he's like, "Wait, I have a plan." And Snoke's like, "All right, I'll hear you out." And then he meets with Kylo Ren, and he basically tells Kylo Ren like, "Oh, when I first saw you, I saw the next Vader, and now I'm wrong." Because, as what Jomer said, you were bested by a girl who never held a lightsaber in her life. You failed! And Ben's like, no, fuck. Okay, never mind, you have a point.
Damn it. It's not speaking the truth here.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And, like, when he goes off and he blows up Princess Leia, I was like, is that why they were like, oh, we got Carrie Fisher scenes down? Like, holy shit, she's just 10 minutes into here for 10 minutes? Motherfucker, why? Yeah, it confirms what we've all known, that she has the Force, but like for a few minutes I'm like, oh my god, they just killed Princess Leia.
That's no, for me I was like, they killed Admiral Akbar just like that? You sons of bitches, how could you? No, I mean it's a very realistic depiction of like what happens in war, I guess. Like
yeah,
sometimes it's just fleeting. But we do find out that she is like
Force sensitive.
She is Force sensitive.
Yeah, and I don't like her floating around like a witch. Or like, that's a weird way to do it.
I mean, how else do you think she goes in like Superman?
Yes.
It's just flying. She's pulling herself just like that.
Sure. What do you think, Hazel? Who do you agree with more, me or John?
I don't have a problem with Leia looking like a witch as she floats around. I think that's just her, her getup.
It just makes sense, seeing as how Luke trained her as a Jedi. So I mean, Leia is a Jedi.
Yeah, she has a yellow lightsaber, homie. She doesn't associate with the Jedi Order.
Yeah, and this sets off like, oh, the First Order can track us to hyperspace. We need to find a Master Codebreaker. Where I wish Lupita had a longer role in this one, but I understand that she was busy doing other things. So maybe that's why she only had like a short cameo.
Who's here?
Yeah.
That's who?
Maz Kanata. Did you forget again?
Oh right, she was like in a hologram. She was like having a firefight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, well, initially Finn tries to sneak off because he's like, oh, if Rey meets us here, she'll be trapped. So he tries to sneak off, but he gets stunned by Rose. Because she's like, oh, you're checking the escape pods with a packed bag. You son of a bitch.
Yes, sir!
Yeah. And then they tell the plan to Poe, who's being stonewalled by Laura Dern's character. I forget her name.
Waldo or something.
Oh, Amy Lynn Holdo.
Yeah.
Holdo, yeah.
They're like,
Yeah, it's Amy Lynn Holdo.
I like Laura Dern. I love you in Jurassic Park. I don't like the character.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. She takes over because Leia is incapacitated, so they tell Finn and Rose tell Poe their plan, so they get out with his help to Canto Bight, and they go to Canto Bight. It's the casino planet where they have to find a Master Codebreaker. They do find them, but it's not. They get arrested because they're snitched on by Joseph Gordon-Levitt.
He was here?
Yeah, that is the end. Being like, they done properly. They should be arrested.
That's Jason Logan-Government.
You can Johnson, Caroline, Hagel. You get Hazel?
Yeah, that
Make fun of me.
I'm sorry.
it's Hazel's a stroke.
Yeah, this is what happens when we have a podcast. Sometimes you get a stroke.
Yes, to answer your questions, that is Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who's worked frequently with Rian Johnson. Like, I really do like Rian Johnson as a director, but like just not here in Star Wars. Like, 'cause I just find it weird, or like his execution of the movie. I'm like, there could be some things better, like the Codebreaker thing.
Yeah, it's a very odd thing for Rian Johnson because he's an indie movie guy or director.
Yeah,
when this is a very big box office one. So
yeah, but like other directors have gone from indie to big box office, like Gareth Edwards did some monster movie, and then he got Godzilla, and then he got Rogue One.
Okay.
But yeah,
Okay. He made Rogue One. Okay.
because the real code breaker is Justin Theroux, who's like this James Bond-esque character. I'm like, I want to know his story. I guess not. And then they meet, in the prison they meet DJ, who's played by Benicio del Toro. But before we go on, can you guess who was their first choice to be DJ?
I probably know. I just can't think of it.
Really? Now, Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah. And that'd be more like jarring for him, like, holy shit, that's Joaquin Phoenix.
It would have been a waste of his time.
True. But yeah.
Because like they kind of set up the code breaker to be like this guy who's like mysterious. Who the fuck is he? And he can break a code. He knows his shit. But who is he? And you'll never know. Even in the next movie, you're like, oh, I thought he was gonna show up.
I mean, even
No.
the next movie, they're like, Rose, do you want to come on the adventure? She's like, no. Okay.
Nah. Well, the internet bullied her enough to like make her dislike going into a very, you know.
Yeah.
Look, I don't agree with people bullying
Actress.
this actress.
Yeah.
I hate all of you for doing so because she's just doing her job. You know, blame
Yeah.
the writers, blame the director, not her. God damn.
Yeah. But yeah, they make their escape because of DJ, and they escape via horses. Or like, the horses aren't the most respected creatures because they're being whipped and stuff. But like, the fact that they just leave them there on the same time, they're like, well, they're fucked anyway.
You know about like we got him out, and then they're getting corralled up again. I was like, there goes your effort. But Canto Bight was supposed to be this like whole capitalism and benefiting from war funds and like, you know.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be that kind of story arc, but I was like, he could have at least made it a little bit more cohesive.
Or just like, you could just make this any planet and be like, oh, we need a code breaker. Why did
no,
that?
you could have just taken out all together and have like 30 or to 40 minutes of runtime to develop your other characters, like Miss Holdo. Now, for me, she was just a bitch.
Yeah, because Post frequently like tell me
Well,
the plan.
wait. We'll get to that arc. We'll get to where that.
Yeah, no, this because it coincides where Post like, please tell me the plan. No, why? Because I said so. Okay.
Yeah. This part annoyed the shit out of me. He's like, wait, Leia trusts you, so I'm guessing yes, because of Leia, you might be a good leader. I trust that. But why aren't you telling this guy? Yeah, I get it. He made some fucked up choices in the earlier parts of the movie. But why are you holding information from your crew? Like what the fuck?
What do you think of this part, Hazel? Did you get annoyed by Holdo like us too, apparently? Like,
Yeah, she was like being completely unnecessary.
Okay. I was like, oh, I'm happy because I've had met like Holdo defenders. I was like, well, because you know he posed irresponsible. Yeah, but he's still part of the crew.
yeah.
That's what you're doing. That's how you become a good leader. You don't hold shit from the team.
Yeah, and then Finn and Rose and DJ go to Snoke's ship, and there's this whole commentary like, oh, this is from a planet, or the person who owns the ship benefits from both supplying the Resistance and the First Order. So, oh no, there's no winners or losers.
That thought before Gundam.
Like, I think Andrew does it better. And then this whole thing comes to a head where Finn, Rose, and DJ are going to Snoke's ship. At the same time, Rey is convinced that she can turn Kylo Ren back. At the same time, Poe is staging a mutiny against Holdo. Where I do love, like, as he's marching towards the escape pod, he's like, no, you're under arrest. If they do anything, stun them. And he tries to contact Finn. And he's like, they're hacking into Snoke's ship. And he's like, no, never. They just like, now. Alright.
No, again, with the whole mutiny, sorry, I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant here, but hold up. This whole mutiny shit, and then going to Canto Bight, would have been all avoided if Aldo just told him the fucking plan. And then they would have not gotten fucked over by Benicio del Toro. If,
Oh my god, it's such a waste of Benicio del Toro. It's like
right. Benicio del Toro would have been an amazing
bounty hunter.
Yes, and he could have played Cad Bane for all I know.
You know, there were rumors that he was supposed to be Tron. Like that was the long-standing rumors that never panned out. Like out of like that.
I don't know how I really would have felt about him playing Thrawn.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Like I feel like Benedict Cumberbatch is more of a good match for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, he sounds and feels like more because of Sicario, a bounty hunter.
Oh man, we should do Sicario one day then.
Please, I would love to do Sicario. I think we did.
Huh?
I think we did. Oh, okay.
But yeah, but unfortunately, Rose and Finn are turned over, or are stopped, are arrested by the First Order, and then that's when you get reintroduced to Captain Phasma, and Poe is stunned by Princess Leia because she's like, I know the plan. My captain's being hard-headed, even though my other second right hand didn't tell him the plan. It's confusing.
Sorry, now I'm seizing. Like, you could have just told him the plan, because when Leia tells him the plan, Poe goes, "Oh, yeah, that'll work."
And what's the plan? They retreat to this unknown planet that's not in the First Order's radar, apparently. Where the main ship is masking their escape, but meanwhile, Rey's being taken up with Kylo Ren to see Snoke, and you're like, this is such an interesting character, because he moves Rey with his mind. You're like, how powerful are you?
Right. And like, even... For me, there's are we at the throne room scene?
Yeah. Well,
there's a bullshit scene. I know it's not that scene, but like before that, there's a bullshit scene. They wasted another good character. I wanted to know who Snoke was. I wanted to know everything.
Like the fact that he can read your mind, like just like that. You're like, oh shit.
Yeah, the fact that he's like, oh, I know you're reaching for your lightsaber.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoa. But yeah, because like, this guy's old.
Yeah.
Where the fuck was he throughout the entire original trilogy? Who the fuck is this guy? Like, this guy has so much depth. Oh, he's cut in half. Never mind. Fuck this shit.
He's
like,
he ignores his lightsaber and kills his true enemy. Oh fuck.
Oh fuck. Cool scene. Really cool way to kill a Darth Lord.
Yeah.
Or not, he's not. I don't know if he does, but cool way to kill a bad guy.
Yeah. And like the Praetorian guards, like, you know, that the meme from Friends, that like, oh fuck.
Yeah, they were just like.
And then we get what I thought at the time was the coolest fight scene ever, but
No.
as the crew deconstructs it, I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Okay. Look. Wait. What was your thought? Wait, Hazel. What was your thoughts on Snoke dying preemptively? In my opinion,
It was appropriate, like just the way it happened and everything. I thought it was very clever. Like I think there's a lot that people miss during like that whole scene. Really.
To be fair, we do know who he is. Emperor Palpatine, just a clone.
What'd you say? Sorry, every time you say Palpatine, it's part of Planet.
It's Darth Sidious, right there.
He's a clone. Yeah, forgot about that part. See my mind trying to keep my body safe by erasing horrible memories.
And then, yeah, like Corridor Group broke it down. Like this is not a good fight scene where Rey blocks one guy, and then she kicks him, and three go flying back.
While other guys are going like this, having
just
an open opportunity,
waiting to attack. You're like, what are you waiting for? Like none of their co-workers like, what are you doing? Attack!
Yeah, but they have to work with what they got. I do appreciate Daisy Ridley and Adam Driver for committing to being part of the choreography. I just wish they had a better
Choreographer.
Because the beats were off and everything. Yes, but first time watching it, this is my argument for this. Yes, I'm a stickler for choreography, and I hated it when I found out. But first time watching it, did you notice? No. So we're like, oh, that's a cool scene. So I kind of have to give myself shit for this one. I didn't notice my first time.
I mean, what were we supposed to be noticing?
So when Kylo and Rey went 2v5 against the Praetorian guards.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, it had a deep analysis on it. Like where they were offbeat, they were doing that Dark Knight Rises thing where some of them would just fall to the ground without getting hit at all.
Are just waiting to attack, like they're just attacking one at a time. We're like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I will acknowledge that the choreography was a bit weird, but I will say it was a fun scene.
There are highlights, definitely.
They're highlights.
Like Rey dropping the lightsaber to the other hand and slicing up the guy, and then
yeah,
handing it to Ben, and then he just goes boom.
Catches it, boom. Which is our first time seeing. Nope, he's done that twice. To his father and to that Praetorian guard, where he would just ignite, like stick it to them and ignite it.
Yeah, but well, he didn't do a headshot on poor Han Solo.
God, please don't. But yeah, Hazel, what was your thoughts on like? For sure, you didn't notice either.
The throne room fight scene.
Didn't notice what exactly.
The bad choreo, or like the bad choreo.
I don't think it's bad choreography.
Yeah, so like nobody notices, so I don't think I can make that a big deal to you.
Yeah, because like you said, we didn't make a big deal all the time.
Yeah, it's storytelling, and like, oh, it's them showing that they're working together and how effective they are against things that were trained to kill Jedi. I was like, all right, I'll let that go. Doesn't affect the story in any way. Yes, you watch that one Corridor Digital episode, but that's it.
Well, I mean, you also gotta understand too, right? Like, I've seen this movie well over 100 times, right? Like, I've watched it. I have the DVD of it. I've watched it so many times, and I don't really have a problem with any of that stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, same here. Like, for me, I'm not putting that as a deduct points, because I'll admit, first time seeing it, didn't see it.
Yeah, and then after that, Rey was still convinced that she can turn Ben, and Ben's like, "No, you're still holding on." And then they have this fight.
Laka!
Let go.
I love how he says that. Laka!
Yeah. And then they have the tug of war and the lightsaber, but before, like during that, Finn and Rose are about to be executed because it's revealed that DJ is working with the First Order. So he gets his money, and he's like, Finn's like, you treacherous snake. And it's like, yeah, well, you blow them up today, they blow you up tomorrow. It's a difference.
And Roger, you'd be so done.
Yeah, and he also revealed that the escape ops are behind the ship, so Holdo has to make a maneuver where she goes into hyperspace. I like the hubris of Hodgson. He's like, don't mind the ship, and then later on he's like, why is it charging up for hyperspace?
Whoa, fuck!
Yeah.
Okay, this part, I feel like it's not deserved for Holdo. It's a cool scene. I give it that. Also breaks the meta of Star Wars where Han goes directly at the Star Destroyer but passes it because he went into light speed. I'm not gonna go into the science of Star Wars, so fuck it. Anyway.
Well, dog, they talk to 10-foot bear, so it's fine.
Yeah. So I was like, it's a movie. Relax.
Han had made the calculations for the ship to not, like hit.
Yeah.
The what was in front of them. Holdo was specifically aiming at Snoke's ship.
Yeah. Which is a very big black Dorito.
Yeah. almost it really looks like
Yeah,
Thanos' ship.
your other kind of BBC, your big black Dorito.
You threw me off.
I'm sorry.
Watcher.
I'm sorry.
It is a cool scene where it's just silence and then boom, like oh shit.
And it just fractures the ship. I was like, wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty, but I feel like that should have been for Admiral Akbar.
Oh man, that'd been cool.
Yeah, right? Instead of just jettisoning him out into space, they could have kept him alive and been like, hey, Holdo, you're gonna be the next in line for Leia, because Leia's not doing so hot. And we need another second in command, because Admiral Akbar, you know, like,
Sacrifice
he's gonna
himself.
sacrifice himself. I feel like it would have gone better.
Yeah, but
Hey, who am I to say? I'm not.
that that stays Finn's and Rose's execution, but Finn and Captain Phasma have a fight. I do like this fight where Finn's just smack talking Captain Phasma, like, come on, let's go, Chrome Dome. He's like, your mom's a Chrome Dome. I just wish it lasted longer. Like, I kind of want to see a gritty fight where everything's on fire.
I love the design for Phasma.
Yeah.
Where like Finn would like try to shoot her, but it'll just block a bolt. I was like, she has Mandalorian armor. That shit's sick. Or some other kind of space armor, space alloy that blocks beams.
Yeah. She thinks.
But sadly, she got the Boba Fett treatment.
Yeah. She gets hit by Finn and then she's like, "You always come, rebels come." Oh. And then just dies.
Yeah, she gets tossed off and was.
Yeah. And then BB rescues them because he can pilot an AT-ST. You're like, fuck it. Again, people talk to 10-foot bears. I buy it. Fine, whatever.
Oh, hey man, we've seen droids pilot like X-wings and shit by autopilot. That's how Grogu came back to Mando.
Ah.
Yeah, like droids can autopilot the shit.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. To me, that was a bit too goofy. We're like, you know what? Fine, I buy it now.
Yeah, like this droid has more body counts than Finn.
Yeah. And then they all make it back, but Hux is horrified because like the Supreme Leader is dead, and Kyle's like, look at me, I'm the Supreme Leader now. It's like, okay.
No, you ain't. It doesn't help that the fact that he's like, I am the Supreme Leader. Gets tossed into the control room of a walker.
We'll get. I love it. Damn it, you ruined the scene for me. I was the only guy to that.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, the resistance goes down. So does the First Order, and they start besieging them with a mini Death Star, and they go advance towards it with these ships. What do you call them? Ships slash land speeders. What do you call them? That just drag the salt with them.
Futuristic choice.
Whatever they call, they're cool. And like,
yeah.
At one point
They're like skiffs.
Right?
They're like skiffs.
Yeah.
Where have I heard that before?
I can't think right now.
Anyway, just go on. Don't make me linger.
Skiffs, what's the skiffs? Never mind. That's not important for the video. At one point, they're like, we're outmatched. Well, because they're all waiting for the galaxy to be like, oh no, our only hope's in danger. We should send back up. So Poe makes a decision like, we should retreat. But Finn's like, no, I have to take it out. This is my only shot. And he's going to sacrifice himself. So I'm like, the first time, I'm like, oh fuck. Oh shit, we're going to lose Finn. And then Rose saves him. And then you're like, what the fuck? Why?
Fuck the resistance. You fuck the resistance.
So
There's only like
we can happen.
No.
No.
Yeah. Oh god, Rose, what have you done? There's only like 15 left of us.
And then you see Rey come in with the Falcon. She's like, I like this, and then you see Kylo's like blow that piece of garbage out of the sky.
I love
Blow
that
that piece of junk out of the sky.
Yeah, because it was like, that's my dance.
Yeah.
Blow that piece of junk out of the sky.
I love Adam Driver.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny because I actually have a Warzone clip on my YouTube that I titled that. It's very funny.
I'll look for that, or we can put a link here.
Yeah.
If you guys
Yeah.
want to check out Hazel's YouTube channel.
Yeah. It's always linked when we do
Yeah,
videos.
the video, it's really short. It's like, I don't know, maybe 30 seconds or something.
You will start to see like
Hazel's
Hazel
good.
having an ungodly amount of aim. I'm like, fuck.
Nah, people that play Call of Duty and watch my stuff, they'll know that I'm trash.
Nah, not to us.
Yes.
Not to me. That's wise words of Plo Koon.
Anyway, Plo Koon, moving on.
I aspire to be great men.
Good plan. But yeah, Leia's like, oh shit, no one's coming for us. We're all on our own. And then from the distance, you see a figure coming out, like, oh shit, it's Luke Skywalker. And it's a touching scene because it's essentially Mark Hamill's and Carrie Fisher's last scene together. Like, fuck. And then he winks at C-3PO. And then he goes out and like, the music and the build up is cool, and you see the First Order being like, alright, let's advance, and Kylo's like, wait. That's Luke Skywalker. I want you to fire every gun on that man. And Hux is like, sure.
Okay.
We'll waste resources.
Okay, wait, by the way. Backtrack a little bit. What stopped the walkers from shooting at Finn and Rose?
Plot armor.
Luke?
Was it?
They were distracted on Luke.
Ah, okay, that makes more sense. Anyway, Finn should
Yeah.
have died that day. Anyway. As a heroic thing, not because I hate Finn. I like Finn.
No, I get what you mean. And also the logic of the First Order being like, should we blast the resistance fighters right there? Sure. No.
Hit that hologram over.
Yeah.
Anyway, but yeah, like you see that thing like start, bombarding Luke,
Yeah.
and the first shot, yeah, since the salt was red, I was like, oh wow, they fucking did it.
Yeah, like, Jesus, Ryan, why?
Yeah, but you do see Luke like come out of it.
Hey, yeah. And then, that's when, before they get the meme of Fowler being like, more! And then eventually he's like, bring me down to the ground. And Hux is like, do you really think that's a good idea? Then gets bitch slapped. And then the guy's like, right away, sir.
Yeah, that shit is so funny.
I love how the pilot was like, right away.
He didn't even look behind him.
He heard how hard Hux hit the side. He's like, right away.
Right away. This is Star Wars.
Like, he didn't even need to see what the fuck was going on. He knew.
Like, just saying, this is Star Wars. They don't have touch screens.
Yeah.
All of the control systems were buttons. So just imagine getting launched into that.
Well, I mean, they do have, like, some touchscreens, but yeah.
They're sad, but like...
I doubt he can affect it by a flying body.
There was a lever there. Rolling.
And then I do love the dialogue when he's like, "Have you come to save my soul?" And Luke's like, "No." You're like, "Oh, okay. I guess this is a final duel then."
Mm-hmm.
And then
like fuck that savior mentality that girl was having. I'ma fuck you up.
yeah, and Poe's like, "Oh, Skywalker's doing this so we can escape," and they follow the foxes. Yeah, the foxes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, from Final Fantasy.
Yeah, and then Kylo can barely land a shot on Luke. You're like, that makes sense. That makes all the sense in the world. Where Luke's like, nah, you don't even get a shot, boy.
Just doing some Matrix shit on him.
Yeah, right? Ben was just on a rolling chair, just like dodging shit.
Yeah. And then Kylo's like, Luke's like, I'm sorry, Ben. And Ben's like, I'm sure you are. When I kill you, you'll be the last Jedi.
Did you just call him Ben and Ben?
Ben and Ben?
You called him Ben and Ben.
Oh, my mind. No, Ben's like, I'm sure you are. The war is over, and when I have killed you, I would have killed the last Jedi. And Luke's like, he says the same thing he said to Rey, like, impressive. Every word of that sentence is wrong. The war is just beginning, and I am not the last Jedi. And that's when you see Rey lift rocks. Like, cool, she can use the Force thing. And then Kylo just rams his lightsaber through Luke Skywalker, but you're like, I don't hear no. So what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, Kylo pretty much turns around, takes his lightsaber, you son of a bitch. And you gotta love how Luke was like, major luck.
Yeah. And like before that, he's like, he doesn't just say, if you strike me down, I'll become more powerful than you can possibly imagine. He's like, no, if you strike me down, I'll always be with you, just like your dad. We're like, oh shit. And after he pokes his lightsaber, he's like, see you around, kid. Like, oh fuck.
I love that.
Yeah.
No, that was my other.
And then Luke's journey ends the way it began, with the two sons. We're like, that's poetic.
Man just fades away.
Yeah. And then Ben turns around and is like, I done fucked up.
Blinded by his rage hubris.
Yeah. And then from episode 8 to episode 9, he's like, every day I wake up. And then, God almighty, this is a long movie. And then, for a while in The Falcon, you think Rey and Poe have a thing. And then Rey asks Leia, how do we build the resistance from this? And Leia is just like, it's all about hope. We're like,
No. Give me a solid plan, not like that bitch that went into hyperspace.
Hope Hope holds us until episode 9.
Tell me the plan. That should have been the title of this fucking movie. Is just
Tell me the plan.
Star Wars. Tell me the plan. Seriously, a lot of this could have been avoided. Seriously. Fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoa. And that's the end of the movie. No, the end of the movie is fucking Broom Boy from the stables being like, oh, the kid has the Force, cool.
Which we never go back to, by the way.
You don't know, maybe Taika Waititi's movie has something to do with him.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of disappointed though that that didn't go anywhere. It's like, okay, well, why show that this boy has the Force if you're not gonna actually do anything with it?
You could have just gave him like a backpack or something, and he's beside Rey at the end where she's like, "I'm Rey Skywalker," and like he's beside her because he's taking her on as a.
I mean, I guess it was part of the lead up after 9, right? That Rey trains, eventually trains him, right? Like that boy.
Yeah, like she'll find that kid. Well, at least they showed him without a family. Oh, come on, it would have ruined Rey's character, if she was like, "Your boy has amazing powers. We must take him away to the Jedi Council."
And so yeah, Taika Waititi, so the whatever Damien Lindelof is working on for the next trilogy, maybe we'll see them there.
Okay.
Anyway, what would you rate this movie?
I mean, look. As much as Enzo has hyped it, I truly dread this movie. Nah, there's some parts that were fun, seeing Kylo, shoot down a couple of some, rebel fleet ships. That shit was cool. Lightsaber fights were cool until I found out that, hey, this shit doesn't make sense, and it's kind of funny seeing it. I love the plots here. I love the story here. It's just too messy and unnecessary. The Canto Bight story is just so unnecessary. Holdo holding information, so unnecessary. like I don't know, like it's starting to. I was on the mids after watching this movie. I was here, like this is good, this is bad, and it's kind of getting there. Like bad's winning. Where I'm like, I kind of wish they took it in another route. But hey, I'm not the director, so I'm giving this above average. It was filmed nicely. The acting was great. Above average, 6 out of 10. Will I watch this again? No. This is probably the last time Enzo's gonna make me watch this, unless we're gonna make fun of it. But yeah, it's a 6 out of 10. How about you, Hazel?
This is my favorite Star Wars movie. I'm giving it.
No shit!
9 out of 10.
I'm kidding. Love whichever you want to love. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Go on. Finish your statement. Sorry.
I was just saying how much John is a bitch, and that this is the greatest Star Wars movie I've ever seen.
I would like to disagree. Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie.
Well, hey, at least he knows he's a bitch.
At least we all know Hazel's a bit of a sore loser. But we'll let that pass. We can forgive her. She can love whatever she wants. Even though it's wrong.
This is the best Star Wars movie ever!
Okay. Okay.
When it has 30 minutes of unnecessary canto bite bullshit. We should have been in the middle of the video, to be honest.
Well,
listen. Like the whole casino thing, like that was necessary.
It wasn't.
for what?
Deep down in Hazel's heart, it was necessary.
Look, the main lesson from this video is that film is subjective, and we can all love what we love and hate what we hate, and we can also be friends.
To the story.
It was a preachy capitalist message. That's all it was.
All right.
What's my score again? 5. I'll give this a 5.
Wow, you okay?
Like,
Again, this shocks me that you gave it a lower score than I did.
And then the audience never saw Hazel again.
no.
Thus ruining the friendship between Geeks and Degenerates and Hazel.
Yeah. Average. Like, there are things I like. I like Kylo Ren. I like him fighting. I like some parts of Rey Source. I like where they took Luke. I'm one of the people who are like, you know what, Luke, I like this version of Luke. And I think out of all the Star Wars, as Mark Hamill's been, this is probably his best performance as Luke. Like, the deepest one.
I definitely do want to point something out, since we didn't really go into it too much. When Kylo and Rey are doing their Force connection talks, Ben says, he says something like, how is this happening? You're not doing this. The effort would kill you. And then that's foreshadowing, because when Luke projects himself through the Force to go to Kylo, the effort kills him.
I completely forgot about that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, there you go. For me, at that scene, Luke's death isn't bullshit. Because, a lot of people would say that. A lot of people did say, I was like, oh, Luke would die from Force projection. By the way, Force projection is a thing in the books. So it's not like, oh, Deus Ex Machina. Yeah, it's not bullshit. Or plot bullshit. It does happen. But the fact that Kylo gave us this information that this kind of shit is too strong that it can kill somebody. And I'm like, there you go.
Yeah. So, yeah, just upon reflection, 5, 6, 10.
10.
So,
I said 9.
Sorry, 9?
A 9.
9. Okay. So yeah, the lesson for today, folks, is that moves are
Or
subjective.
9.5, like whatever. I guess maybe 9.5. I mean, it's my favorite Star Wars
Yeah.
movie.
You're allowed to
So,
love what you
yeah.
love and like what you like, and we're allowed to disagree and hate what we hate, and we are
Yeah.
allowed to have civil conversations. Like, if you thought this was
Yeah.
going to be a screaming match, well, I certainly thought it would be, but like, no, we're so cool.
Nah, this entire thing would have been incohesive, and I would have lost. Because I know how I am when I get mad.
I
Yeah.
know that like so many people find this one to be the one that they hate the most, right?
Mm.
I know that. It's kind of expected, really, when I talk to people about this movie. I know that I'm in the minority, right, loving this movie. So I get it.
And I'm in that majority that hates this movie, and I also get it.
And
But I respect Hazel enough to let her enjoy what she likes to enjoy, which everybody in the audience should do too.
yeah, and I respect both of their opinions, so we can have a civil conversation. And like, I can't pretend to be like, oh, I only like the films everyone else does is good, because I love Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman and the Snyder stuff. So I can't give other people shit for liking the Last Jedi, because I'm like, well, I like divisive shit too. So there we go. And yeah, that's been our video on The Last Jedi, and the next one is The Rise of Skywalker. Until then, well, before we wrap things up, please comment below what your thoughts on The Last Jedi is. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Are you in the middle like me? Which camp are you at? My camp, Drummer's camp, Hazel's camp? Please tell us down below. Be cool, be civilized.
Don't stay stagnant. Sorry, go on.
Yeah, he's lost it. I'm almost losing it. Hazel had a stroke a few minutes ago, so yeah.
We're all going downhill from here.
But yeah, if you want to see more of our...
We're all going to die down here.
Yes. But...
you just see Hazel just trying to repeat Joseph Gordon-Levitt's name, just trying to pronounce it right. Anyway, take us away, Eds.
if you want to see more of us here, either being cohesive or not cohesive, please like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're on Facebook, Spotify, and TikTok. Links down below. Spotify to hear us on the go. TikTok to see our best and funniest moments. Facebook to watch us react to creators, stream video games, and about our lives from time to time. Individually, you can find my Gandalf1995 on IG and Twitter. How about you guys?
Oh, you can find me at JobGEOM _ on Instagram. It is my Instagram. How about you, Hazel?
You can find me at Sapphire Hazel 7, which is the number 7 at IG and Twitter, and then just Sapphire Hazel for YouTube and Twitch.
And for our last video before Christmas, which is The Rise of Skywalker, we hope to see you there and see me lose my mind, because that's my least favorite out of these. But yeah, till then.
Huh.
Yeah, till then, I'll see you on the next one. Bye, everybody.
Oh, should I be the referee for the next one?
I think we have the same views on it, though.
Yeah, but I could just shut up. Anyway, bye. Ciao.
Bye.